I'm gonna take this shirt off.
Maybe I'll take a hat off since
This is 47.
we're disrobing.
This is. I'll never get this
Oh,
tattoo
man.
finished. Look at my nips, dude.
Dude, I want a tattoo.
No, you don't.
I do. I mean, I'm not gonna do it just because I don't have time. I
Yeah.
don't have time to get a tattoo. Can they come over to my house like while my
they
daughter's
can.
sleeping? Yeah,
Maybe not the ones. Maybe not the ones you want. But what's up, Daniel? Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Always keep rolling.
Ain't got the time. I've been chasing you around, chasing you around. I've been waiting right behind.
Okay, dude.
Okay.
So here we go. So, everybody, hey, this is Korby Lenker, my friend and fellow artist, and such a talented person. I was honored to be on his podcast, Morse Code, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Somewhere around
Super
there.
recently.
And we had a great conversation, and we're trading podcasts after an email that I sent. And we're going to get into it. Where can people find you straight away?
MorseCodePodcast.com would get you there. Korby Lenker. I think I'm the only one in the phone book. So
Nice.
Find me pretty easy.
So you're a writer, you're an actor, you're a musician. Come on, man. Hit me with all of it.
No, I think really like a
incredible.
writer and a musician.
Okay,
And
okay.
I'm a
saw you
filmmaker.
act in your movie.
I enjoy acting.
Okay,
And
okay.
I get
Yeah.
cast occasionally for it. I just feel like you just gotta have to cut down on the slashes, Lenker.
Okay, yeah. Me, yeah, right.
And I roll my eyes at people like me,
Yeah.
who just have I do this and I do that. And I don't even think I'm that kind of guy. It's I can do this, I can do that. I have fallen into some things.
Yeah.
Later in life, and acting was one of those things that I sort of fell into.
Later.
Much like,
didn't know
I was
that.
40. I
no
never had stepped on a stage or acted in anything until I was probably 42.
Dude, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's very new.
Wow. And these are probably clogged because these are from my studio, and I just thrash. So they don't come out here. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah,
So-
that's permitted.
It is. And we got, I thought I heard somebody. All the colors that you can use. And we just rock, dude.
Nice.
And that's the DZ.
You don't put any gesso on it or anything?
It's already primed. It's already
okay,
primed.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I forget about the proper way to do shit.
I was trying to show that I knew something about painting.
Hell yeah.
Gesso. It's
Hell
a word
yeah.
I've heard used. Okay.
Um,
So your brushes?
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay.
yeah, whatever you want. No expectation here, man. Only what you think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a lot to deal with. I know how that goes. Ugh. What is going on here? In the last episode with this guy named Sir Anthony, I'll bring it up again. Not with Lee, dude. Dude, I was about to tell the story. You know what I mean? He's like, he wanted me to put, you got to see this guy. I'll send him to you. He's a trip. He's like, he's just real dude. And he's like, will you put some on my palette for me? And so I'm sitting there going like this in front of him over and over. And I just look up like, this is bullshit. But it was awesome. You know what I mean? It was fucking good.
Was he is that what he was thinking? Or
No,
he was trying to be funny?
absolutely
Oh, it was
not.
just on accident.
Absolutely not. I definitely was.
this?
I'm like, how much does this look like I'm jerking this dude off?
That's funny.
But I was not jerking him off.
Is there black? Or
Yeah, it's in that guy right there.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Let me see here. What am I gonna paint this
Why am I
time?
using black? It's probably bad to use first. I'm gonna,
my
spend
God, listen to
five
this guy.
minutes going like, what's the right step? I can't go back. As soon as
Make
I
a decision, dude. You're good,
Like,
man.
what colors am I gonna use? I don't know.
I don't either. I just go in the moment with it. It's good. You were mentioning on the podcast which I didn't really know much about you except for what I saw of your work. You were saying that you feel like the way that you work is that you make all your mistakes in private and then present this product. Talk about that in this moment.
That's why I'm so uncomfortable, because
Got
I don't know what I'm doing, so that's already terrible.
I love it.
And
Oh my
now,
God,
not only do I not
dude.
know what I'm
What
doing,
are you
but I'm
doing?
oh shit! Where's the eraser?
I got a good eraser. That's awesome, dude.
I And then like, not only do I not know what I'm doing, there's a camera here.
Yeah.
And like, so it's even worse than an audience.
Yeah.
Because it's being recorded forever and it'll be on the internet.
Forever.
And people will be like, wow, I thought he was cool.
Yeah.
That's my hope. Please.
Yeah.
The last 3 people who thought I was cool were going to watch this and be like, wow, he just can't paint at all.
Oh no. Dude, you know what's funny is that I hear like, and again, not to dismiss what you're feeling, man, because I get that, man. It's like me getting on stage and doing what you did at Soho House. Like you're up there whistling and clapping and singing in front of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that was the moment where I'm like, oh, this is raw. Like this dude is, I would be terrified to do that.
Yeah.
Terrified.
I was scared.
But you fucking did it, you know?
Yeah.
And it was such a pleasure to watch that because I was like, man, I am really uptight in a lot of ways, you know? But I'm like, when I hear people, you know, artists and people come in here and they're like, you know, saying similar things that you're saying, I lost my fucking train of thought.
No,
Like,
you're not uptight about this.
no, because I do it all the time,
Yeah.
you know? But there are painters that get uptight about doing this, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, there was a point, Daniel. There was a fucking point I was making about this. In the moment, being uptight, not knowing what to do. I don't know. I gotta move on, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta move on.
No.
It bums me out.
I mean, it sounds like an episode of the Morse Code podcast.
Brain fart.
I'm doing my thing, get way out there, and sometimes I'll just tap out and be like, Jared, just edit this.
Gotta help me out. Yeah.
We're not using this.
Yeah.
It's only happened like 3 times.
That's it?
Like where I just tapped out. Where
It's
I
like, I'm
reached out to the guy behind the camera and was like,
save me. Oh, man. That's cool, though, to have that. That's like, you know, there's a relief in that for sure.
yeah.
Man, I'm bummed out. I can't remember what the fuck I was thinking about, man. That was a
It'll
really
come
good
back if
point.
it's important.
I hope so. This is a double hook here, man. I just try to push the paint around and make a shape, or
Yeah.
you know, just like not think too much and just make some lines and do some
like it.
lines. And I've never done cocaine.
You haven't?
No, but I feel like people might think I have, but I don't give a fuck. I give a fuck. I actually give a fuck, dude.
But you were like, you kind of like lived hard back in the
No, not really,
the
Bob.
day.
Not
But you
really.
didn't-
I
you
didn't
just
really.
talking about being stoned all the time behind.
Oh yeah, I
burger-
was high all
burger up.
yes,
But that
yes,
was
yes.
just pot.
No, that was it. That was it.
That's fair.
That was it. But it
That's
was too
just
much for me. It was like, it's not good for me. Marijuana.
Smoking the marijuana. Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't.
Are you the kind of guy who would get like just chill out and zone out
No.
and be very unproductive, or would you be like,
I'd start ticking like a clock. I'd start losing control of the body
like a
even more.
nervous energy,
Yeah.
like nervous system stuff?
Dude, big time, yeah.
See, now I'm like, oh, I like yours better. Just instantly. Oh man. I'm telling you,
Let your freak
it's
flag
so weird.
fly, dude. It's all good. It's all good. If you have any like questions or anything that you're like, hey, what do you think I could do here? Just holler, man.
Okay.
I'm right chill.
Yeah, I was like, I guess I'm kind of doing an abstract thing.
Perfect.
And I feel like a red circle is coming up.
Okay,
So that
okay,
I'm going to kind of go with that.
Do you like the color red a lot?
I don't think I would say that I am a red
It's
lover.
my favorite color.
Oh, nice. It's a hot color. It's an angry color.
It really is.
It's a passionate color.
Yes. Yeah, dude.
I felt like I had to
It's a
pick.
Republican color. I was telling
knew
Daniel
it.
a bit ago, like I had this red hoodie on and the Lions hat, and I'm walking around. I see myself in the mirror in the bathroom. I'm like, God, if I've ever looked like a MAGA dude, it's now. Like I was just like, well, whatever. I don't give a shit. It's all right. It's all right. I'm in here painting.
Yeah, man. That's
It's all right.
doesn't get less MAGA than painting.
Yeah, no joke. What are you doing over there?
Well, I was thinking about where I think I'm going to just do something crazy and
Do it.
drag this red paint over these other colors.
Love it.
And I always liked like Japanese art and
Yeah.
Asian art. And
Yeah.
there was this like story I read a long time ago that made an impression on me, and it was here's me telling it really badly.
Okay.
This apprentice came over to the master's house and he's like, "Can you paint me a cat?" And the master says, "We'll come back in a year." And guy apprentice goes away and comes back in a year and says, "Well, where's my cat?" And the master promptly like gets a fresh piece of paper out and just like and just makes it this perfect cat. You know, just
It's awesome.
minimal strokes, beautiful. And the princess is like, "Well, why didn't you do that a year ago?" And the master, you know, silently walks across the room and opens this cupboard, and out fall hundreds of pictures of cats they've been working on to have finally mastered the moment
To be able to do that.
yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
this is like such a different
That's incredible. Wow.
approach than like the Western approach, like oil, as I understand it, which is, I'm a total ignoramus, but like piling up, you know, the oils and layering it, just getting it all, instead of just letting the silence or the negative space interact with the positive space. Like I already kind of like this now.
Yes.
I don't know. There's something about the feeling.
Tell me
it gives
about it. What do you like?
There's something about the proportion of it. I like that. That's like the best circle I've ever done in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like as a guy who doesn't work with paint, like all the accidental textures that come out with just like a single stroke.
That's cool.
It's really the opposite of. I can't intend that. I couldn't be like, okay, let's thin it out right there.
Right.
You know, it's just like that's what happened when I did that. That's really exciting to me.
That's cool. Good. It's cool it's really neat that if you don't work with it a lot, and still even if you do work with it a lot, it's like sometimes I always say that the materials have a consciousness, you know what I mean? And like I would say the true people that can really paint, are technical, can achieve all that stuff like you mentioned I couldn't do. Like it look like a single stroke, you know what I mean? Like the ones that are like so trained and all that can make it look like that, and I get insecure about that stuff. I'm like, well, fuck, look what I'm doing right here, you know what I mean? It's like but I think I'm more about what's happening inside of me while I paint. And
yeah, you've talked about that.
Like what thoughts are coming up, you know what I mean? So, and that's something that's cool to try, even like as you're doing it now.
Yeah,
you know, that's cool.
I like that, like what thoughts are coming up.
Yeah. It's really like, I've really learned to be really close to watching even the most random flash of a memory or thought when I'm in this, you know? Really, and like, how is that applying right now? Do you ever have that? Like, you'll be doing something and then all of a sudden a memory from when you were 4 or maybe 7 shows up and you're like, what the fuck? Where did that come from?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, even when you say something like that, then immediately a memory comes up.
Yeah, what is it?
It's of this time. This is so apropos of nothing. This time.
What does that mean? What is apropos of nothing?
I think it means unrelated to anything.
Okay.
That might be wrong. Also.
Okay.
I've been known to like throw a word out that I didn't quite use right.
You're really good. Like you use words really well, and anyway,
yeah,
good.
My wife makes fun of me a lot. It's great. I was
That's awesome.
in Twin Falls, Idaho, where I grew up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And we live in this kind of old neighborhood, and the memory is of looking out the big picture window and seeing my brother stomping on a lunchbox, this like tin lunchbox. We both had Buck Rogers.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Lunchboxes in the old style, and they came with you.
Were they metal?
Age. Yeah, metal,
Yes,
and they had that
yes.
thermos inside that fit in there.
Yes.
And
They were bitching.
They were so cool. I mean, that was like one of the zillion things from the 80s that were just awesome and gone forever. I'm sure you can find them on Etsy.
Man.
But he was stomping on his Buck Rogers.
Was he pissed?
Yeah, he was throwing a total temper tantrum, and my mom and I were watching him, and my mom laughed.
Oh, yes.
And it was why it's a memory for me is that I always did. This is like crazy. This might not make the final edit.
No,
okay.
hey, hit it.
It touches on like a lot of my weird stuff with my family.
Yeah.
We both were laughing, and my mom was laughing at my brother, which she never did. Ever. And before or since, and that's why it was stuck out in my mind.
Yeah.
Because it felt like my mom and I were like sharing a moment, but also it's like this is like against my brother, and I always felt like they were always in cahoots, not in cahoots, but my brother he was born with cancer.
Okay.
And was in and out of hospital until he was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
He had retinoblastoma, which is a kind of eye cancer. My dad only has one eye for the same thing.
Wait, let me ask you this: does he have a glass eye, or is
he
it
does.
just?
He has a glass eye.
Righteous.
It was so cool, and I mean, it was awesome as a
Wow.
kid. And he was like a total ham with the neighborhood kids.
Yeah,
like
that's great, dude.
One time we were like washing the car in the backyard.
Yeah.
And there's the neighbor kids are over just standing around shooting the shit. And my dad just not even talking, like he didn't make a show of it or anything. He was just talking to the kids and everything. And he just popped his eye out and sprayed it with the Windex cleaner,
dude.
and wiped it down and popped it right.
They
back
didn't
in.
know that.
No, and the kids, the girl across the street
Yes.
had a full-on meltdown. Like, ran back home screaming, classic. Oh, man, it was the best.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah. He took full advantage
Oh, that's funny.
of his special,
Oh, that's funny.
accessory.
Man. So you felt unified with your mom?
Yeah,
in the
I
moment?
felt unified with my mom. And that it's just like such a rare feeling. So that's what I'm just like, but why would I remember that, from out of all of these years? I have no ill feelings. I mean, it's just interesting with your parents stuff. I don't know how you feel, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, my parents, they were good parents. They tried their best.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe I'm lucky to say that because somebody who didn't suffer any sort of unusual damage. I think that you had a harder childhood than me. By
but that's okay.
shot.
That's all right. That's all right.
So,
But you were talking a minute ago, like, I don't think there's any artist out there that didn't suffer damage. And it's like, I talk about this in my group therapy with people. It's like, just because someone had it harder doesn't mean that it dismisses one's pain.
Yeah.
Do you know, it might put it in perspective, but it doesn't negate it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it's like, I did have a rough go, but it's like, you and I are on the art team, so it's like you had some stuff too, and that's cool, and you can turn that stuff into gold, like I think you're doing,
There's a famous book by a guy named Elie Wiesel, who was a survivor of the Holocaust. He was in Auschwitz as a child.
That's incredible.
And was liberated by the Allies. And it's a famous book that I can't remember the title of, but I remember something in it, and it was that. Him saying that, like, there is no pain that is more deserving or more important than any other pain. Everyone's pain is unto them important.
Yeah, that's
it's important to remember that when you encounter people in pain. You can't, like, as soon as you start to say, well, I mean, here's a guy who suffered Auschwitz. Yeah, right. And he's, I couldn't say that. People be like, yeah, look at you, serve. Like, it's easy for you to say, right. Like Elie Wiesel says it.
That is righteous. That is literally righteous.
That's heavy. Yeah. That's real talk.
Man.
But it's powerful, and it's.
Yeah. Do you ever feel, you were saying that thing about, feeling unified, and having like a partner in your mom there for a minute. And I was talking the other day, I can't remember to who, but it's almost like it's comforting sometimes to identify a common enemy with somebody. And it's like, and that I use that loosely though, with your family, but it's like, if you're feeling on the outside of something, just for a second, it's a kind of to me, it's kind of like a lower feeling of connectedness rather than like a higher feeling of connectedness.
For sure.
But it's still a feeling of connectedness if you feel disconnected, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool that thought came up, man. It's like, I don't know. I think that stuff's cool.
I totally agree that it's not the highest form of human.
Yeah, no insult there.
To
no
bind
insult.
yourself.
And how old were you?
I was probably 5.
Yeah, okay, that's about as pure as you can get. You know what I mean?
My brother, who's a pastor of a church in Gig Harbor, Washington.
Okay.
And just a beautiful human, he and his wife. He was raised by the same dad.
The one brother was smashing the
Yeah. We made amends since.
Hell yeah.
But he was telling me just a few weeks ago about his raising his kids. His oldest is almost 18.
Yes.
Or is 18. He's about to be a senior. He's a senior in high school now, so they're just about done. And wow. So for a second there,
Yep.
I was totally unconscious about what I was painting. And then I felt the camera behind me. And then I was like, oh, God, this painting sucks. You know, like, people are watching this. They're
Keep
like,
rolling,
what is this painting?
Yeah.
I was working.
That's all right.
But he was talking about how they raised their kids very different than he and I were raised. And because he, you know, it was like the law of the land, sort of heavy-handed a little bit.
Oh,
at
with your
times.
dad stuff?
My dad was also a poet and a mortician and a complicated person.
Whoa.
Still is. He's alive.
And he had a glass eye. This guy was an
I know he's
archetype.
yeah, no, he was a legend.
Oh, that's incredible.
He's a one of one. Louis
Yes.
Lenker.
Oh, I love it.
But so my brother was like,
Wow.
early on in their when his kids were young, they, you know, there was some kind of altercation or something necessitating discipline, and he, you know, came in with dad style and like, you know, maybe yelled or just like looked scared, and he said, he was like, I saw the look of fear in my kids' eyes.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, he's like, I saw myself.
Yes.
Like that's what I looked like.
Yes.
And he's like, I don't want to do that.
I don't want to. Yes.
I'm not going to do that. Because he was like, we had to figure out a different way to do it. And
That's a
like
beautiful-
consequently, his children are beautiful humans.
Awesome.
But one of those ways, and I'm like stealing a trick, I think, for my own
Good,
future children, was that like they'd agree to like the rules as a family, and then they agreed as a family in advance of any, you know, discipline or any rule breaking, like what the consequences of the rule
that's
the rule breaking
awesome.
should be, and the kids had a say.
Whoa.
And they said, you know, well, we feel like, you know, we shouldn't be able to watch TV, and they came to an agreement so that when the thing happened,
Because it's gonna happen.
there wasn't even an argument. It
Oh,
was
that's
like,
incredible.
You wrote the rules. These are the
Oh,
consequences.
that's incredible.
So the kids would just like, you know, hand their phone over
Wow.
for the week or whatever it was.
What a way.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible, man. What's your brother's name?
Keegan.
Keegan.
Yeah, he's coming to visit next month.
That's cool, man. Is he younger or older? I can't remember.
He's younger than me
Okay,
by
okay.
3 years.
I feel like you might have told me.
But he's older in his behaviors because he's a father for a long time.
Sure. Yeah. Is he an artist?
I mean, we all are in a way, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, is he?
I think he would probably say he's not,
Okay.
but he's a better hang than me by a long shot, and he's funnier than me. He's funny.
Oh man, dude, how do you think you are as a hang? What's the vibe on that? Let me shut this fucking door.
I don't know. That's like this is kind of an interesting thing that's going on here. It's very.
You're all by
dark.
yourself on camera, dude.
I am like learning about.
I was all by myself. Yeah. How are you as a hang? What do you think? Like,
It depends on who you are. I think that.
Okay.
I mean,
Yep.
it's like not for me to say almost in a way. It's
Okay.
like, that's how you are as a hang is for everyone else to
Okay.
say.
Feel like
My
you-
gut feeling is
Yeah,
that I'm
okay.
not a great hang. I am.
What do you-
If you're like a
what do you
book
think?
nerd
Yeah, okay,
and you
go,
love
go.
like to talk about like old books that nobody knows about,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm the best. Like my favorite thing to do is to sit at the Reunion Bar or another bar.
Where is that?
and, it's at 5 Points. It's been a bunch of different things.
Okay,
but
where-
only because it's like really close to my house. And they
was
have
that the pizza place up on the little hill there?
No.
Okay,
That's I don't know. I think that's like an apartment complex.
Okay,
or
anyway,
condos.
keep-
No, it's right next to Bongo. It's right next.
Oh, I know what you're
it's
talking
part
about.
of that hotel.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But they
Kinda cool.
It was. I think it was something else for a while, and
Yeah.
I never went in there because I was just like, this isn't the freaking Gulch.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so I was too good for it.
Yes.
And then these folks bought it, and I really like it in there. There's no TVs. It's a
Cool.
good chill bar.
I need to go in there.
And it's cheap during the day.
Yeah.
And it's most importantly like a block and a half from my house.
Cool.
So really the point was just to like sit with my friend Tom Klaus, who's a talented guy and a writer and a reader, and to have a pint or two and to talk about books.
Books.
I love that. So like he likes me.
Yeah.
I think he's
that's cool.
saying
Yeah.
okay.
He's hanging.
I think I'm very uncomfortable like being the center of attention with people.
Really?
Yeah, like any sort of group setting, I'm just like
Except if you're like performing or
yeah,
something.
totally different. If you're performing, then it's like
It's supposed to be that.
yeah, that's
Okay,
it's your turn.
Yeah.
And so, but like anything short of that, it's interesting because
I kind of love it, dude.
my wife
God.
is I'm like barely painting. I'm sitting here like just yabbering.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get. This is really dark, and I'm gonna get some like lighter stuff going, and I know that's gonna like smear it and
Yeah.
blend with it, and only suck out some of the light that I put into it, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't really know.
Cool.
How fast does the acrylic paint dry?
It'll take a second. So
Yeah.
I'd maybe I'd thin it out a little bit, not use so much. And then,
Might like costing you a fortune. over here.
no, dude, I jazzed right there.
Okay,
That's too
okay,
much
you're
jazz.
right. That
But
makes me
like,
feel better.
but yeah, give it a minute on that bottom part. It'll dry okay.
Okay,
You'll
nice.
be all right.
No, I'm getting back into music in a big way
Yes,
this year. That's
that's
sort of
right.
like the announcement
Hmm?
is forthcoming, and to that end, we're making this really high production value music video
Cool.
for the song that's coming out next month called "Meet Me at the End of the World."
Okay.
And it's a Morse Code podcast guest is directing it.
Mm-hmm.
Mila Villaplana is her name. She's amazing.
I saw her on there.
Yeah, visually just
Yeah.
so strong and interested in
Cool.
pictures, and like all of this world is like scary to me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like visual world?
Yeah, for sure.
Why don't you start doing it?
Yeah, okay, good.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why don't you start like, you're in it, you're getting into it, and all of a sudden you're like, fuck, well, I think I need to direct my own music video and do a bunch of stuff like that. I think I need to start painting my own paintings. You know what I
I'm
mean?
like definitely in a place,
Yeah.
a chapter of life where I'm trying to thin it down. The new
stuff. Oh,
outlets.
gotcha. Yeah.
Because I think that actually, like that all said, I definitely tend to go spread out and
Try different forms.
things. And
Yeah.
it's because it is interesting. But I think that
It's fun to do.
it's fun to do. It's fun to try stuff. I definitely am like a trier kind of guy.
You're what now?
I'm definitely a trier kind of guy. In spite of
Dude, you know what's funny? Lee was talking about someone saying how she wasn't a trier. That's interesting that you use that term too. Somebody said that to her, and she's like, "Well, that's not very nice," but she loves the person that said it.
oh, that said that Lee wasn't a trier?
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Interesting. She's a songwriter and an artist.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I'm not. I'm not a trier, man. I'll do different things, but like I mentioned a million times, like I just feel like I don't do anything. It's real weird because there's a lot more days where I'm just in my head than I'm actually doing something, you know. But it's.
Did we already just talk about like the Enneagram stuff?
Oh no, we didn't. No, we can do that.
I mean, I'm not like
yep.
terribly interested in it, but just
Yeah.
like in a sort of what's your number wing? It's kind of way.
Oh, I'm a 4.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
That's the most annoying one.
I think so.
For me.
They're so self-important.
I know. I read that and I'm like, this guy fucking sucks. You know what I'm saying, man?
Are you a 4, like the 4-wing 5 and the 4-wing 3 are sort of different
Something like
animals?
that. Yeah.
But
I don't. I can't remember.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's,
Tell me
that
about
speaks to that makes me respect you more that you can't remember, because I remember all of the things that I am.
Tell me.
I can tell you all about it. No, I think a 4-wing 3, and I absolutely am.
What's the
I think,
3, the achiever?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hence I don't like to mess up in front of people.
Yes,
I like to
yes.
I want everyone to think I'm wonderful.
Yeah.
I noticed like this is
awesome.
candid admissions. It's going to eliminate any respect that somebody might otherwise have for me.
Yeah.
But I accidentally did that. That was cool. I was trying to do another circle to balance it, but I just did it wrong.
Added a foreground.
And it didn't touch it enough.
That's cool.
And it made another, so surprise.
Love it.
I think I'm going to mess it up though by just keeping going.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's okay too.
Yes. Keep going. You were telling
wish I
us
hadn't done
about you.
The 4-wing 3. I noticed that I don't want to have friends. I have like 3 friends. I'm already terrible about returning their texts, but I do like to work and collaborate with people on art stuff. But the second the collaboration's over, I might not see you for 3 years.
Totally get that.
Because I'll just be doing something with somebody else, and I like that a lot. But I think that's the 4 side of it, and then the 3 side of the achieving side is I do like try to be successful, and I do also I don't feel very successful.
You don't.
No.
What?
But I think that's.
What would be successful?
Yeah, I don't know now. I think that
What?
when I was young, no, I mean like when I was
Okay,
younger,
okay.
I would have said the obvious things like being on Saturday Night Live,
Okay.
or being at Bonnaroo.
So you wanted to act back then?
No. I mean, be musical guests.
Oh,
on
I see.
Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
That's what the goal would have been back then. And
So
now,
you said be an artist at Bonnaroo?
yeah, or
Cool.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that
yeah.
would have been like, but there was all those like sort of external validations.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that. That's definitely not the case. I mean, right now,
Mm-hmm.
look, I would say I have like really specific goals, and I try to, as I've gotten older,
Yeah.
I try to be more focused. I don't think I'm naturally a very focused person.
Got it. Yeah, me neither.
But
man.
I think I'm more disciplined than I used to be.
Sure.
I know
Yeah.
I am.
Baby will do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Crazy,
talk
man.
about it. I mean,
Especially time-wise.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's no time.
No, dude. What are your specific goals? I'm asking
Well,
for a
no,
friend.
I would
Asking
say
for a
like
friend.
really specifically right now is to sell the show.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, okay.
So
Yep.
that is like the number one goal
Got it.
of the career side of things.
Yes,
and
yes.
also the thing, candidly, that's least likely to happen, which I knew that when I started doing this. But I always wanted to do something different. I just didn't
Yes.
want to be like another songwriter,
Yeah.
another singer. Like, although I think that's vain and maybe, well, who knows? Whatever it was, I just wanted to do something. I just wanted to do my own thing.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And-
I feel that. I really do.
Yeah. So like the show was like, I never had done that before.
Oh.
And it brought together like the writing, the music,
Yeah.
and then the acting thing was this whole new terrifying thing. That's
Yeah.
part of why, like I think I was kind of lying earlier when I said,
Okay.
I don't care.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because nothing scares me more than acting.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a
for
cool
sure.
thing to
That's
come
why
around
I did
to.
it. The first time I ever acted, I never felt more alive. I was akin
Yeah.
to base jumping, which I've done one time, and it was the most utterly terrifying,
Yeah.
wide awake moment of my life.
Wow, dude.
3 seconds. And
Yes.
the first time I ever acted was just like that.
No
It was
shit.
just like, what the fuck is going on?
When you
Like,
let me ask a clarifying
Yeah.
question. When you acted, or you knew that you were in the flow of acting?
when the
auditioning?
feeling
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
feeling of not exactly being on the second side of that, of the, like, I was not aware, but there was something right in there on the edge
Yeah.
of like the tiniest bit of awareness, but mostly and almost totally I was utterly in it.
Oh, that's killer.
And just like
yeah.
doing the lines
Yes.
and sing, and like being afraid,
Yes.
and being afraid of being judged, and
Yeah.
like and being in a room with people that were actors,
Yeah,
and, and having no business, but then I was fucking there,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
doing it,
Yeah,
and then like there's that the terror was probably right before, but then the second the scene is going on, I mean I'm there.
Yep.
I'm in it all the way. I'm with that person.
Yeah.
And it's like I will go there with you as far as you want to go. And I'll like try to read off. I'm really for some weird reason super present.
Got it.
In that moment. It scares me
awesome.
talking about it.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now. But I'm also
is-
like something is very terrifying about the right, like any time I have a scene, even when I was in acting class, the whole day, it was kind of like how I felt today. Just like low key, super nervous.
Yeah.
Because
I
I'm
get
about
that
to
way
step
before
into an
shows. Yeah,
uncontrolled
yeah,
situation. Yeah.
Wow. What is it? What did you were like? It scares me to feel that. What? Like, bring me to this is it. It scares me to talk about. I want to know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know. I
think-
think that I've
yeah.
always, since I was forever, anytime I start to talk about something that's like deeply important to me,
Yes.
I start shaking and I can hardly get my words out and
Yeah.
I want to cry.
Yeah, okay,
And,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's all in that. It's like, and I don't know what that is. I mean, I think that I take life very seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like I'm really love my life, and I love life, and I love, I love being in it, and like I think that part of it is an acute awareness of my impending death, and somehow I don't think I'm as afraid of that as maybe some people are, or something. And that might be because my dad was a mortician, and I've seen hundreds of dead people.
Oh wow. Yeah.
But maybe not. I don't really know.
Yeah,
But I
okay.
do know. I just have a suspicion that, like, metaphorically, that like the goal of life is to have as many people as possible at your funeral.
Yeah. I think about that shit all the time. Yeah.
You know
that's
what I
really
mean?
cool. Oh wow.
And I just like, I don't want to try to. It's not about being famous or any. It's just like about giving something like total of yourself.
Yeah.
I don't even say. I can't even talk about it. That's not it. That's not
But
it at all. It's just, it's something like that. It's something, I'd probably have to like take a huge step back and come at it from a different angle. Because it's like, it's not about the artist side of things. The art thing is not the goal, is not the center of it.
Dude, let me say this. You were feeling it. I've noticed that you were feeling like really, really excited and really like happy. And then all of a sudden there was this thing that just cut it and you went down like a little guy and just I'm dead. Look, I am dead serious.
Yeah,
like in the ontological work I do, that is serious shit.
Yeah.
Like you just all of a sudden became a kid who was excited and then just maybe was told that that was too much or that's not real, and you just really shrunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Did
I
you
do know
notice
what you
that?
mean. I do.
Like what shrunk you?
I don't know. Like you asked me, okay, what was the question? You asked me like what was the point? And I got excited. I was talking about acting, and I'm like, where's it all going? What's underneath it? Take my life seriously.
It makes you feel like you want to cry and be
makes
excited.
me feel like I want to cry.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a reticence to talk about really important things because not because of like fear of being judged really, but because they're so sacred and important that you shouldn't just throw them out there for everybody. You should be a little bit respectful of some of the most careful parts of yourself. And I don't even know if that's true. But that's the feeling. There's something in there that's like that. And then there's also like an awareness of like I'm painting and then I'm like should be painting and I'm sitting here like instead going like this for 5 minutes and I'm not doing my job.
I see. I relate to you in the in the thinking. You know what I mean? I'm really noticing that you're like getting so excited and happy, and then all of a sudden this rationality comes in of like you need to batten down the hatches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what I would love to hear the part that makes you feel the most alive. That moment. Take us there.
Yeah.
Because I need that. I want to hear that. I have a hard time finding that myself. I can describe it a little bit. I know what you mean from my own experience, but it's good to hear someone else describe that spot where it feels like we've been there, but we can't quite name it. Like, what is that?
Well, I love that, and I live there.
Yep.
And I feel like one of the things, if I might say, use it from the podcast side, this podcast thing, my version of it is a weekly deal, and it's a job, and it's intense, and it's a lot of work that's not like
for sure.
fun technically. I mean, it's just the relentlessness of it. It's a job. But at the times when I'm just like, what am I doing? It's not like I set out to be a freaking another podcaster. And of all the things that I should be doing, I'm always like, is this the best way to spend my time, given that I'm going to be dead in a few years? And if the answer is no, if I like fucking kick it to the curb, move on. And I've moved on from lots of things and relationships and people and practices and disciplines and churches and whatever. It just felt like it didn't serve me. But the actual experience of the podcast thing is deeply meaningful to me. And I learn a lot. And I also get to have my favorite thing in the world. One of my favorite things in the world communally is like a real conversation with another person about something that's important to them.
Sure.
And if it's important to me, I can almost always find a way to make it important to me. But like if it's important to me in advance, then it's really awesome. I love that a lot. But that is not the point. Like if I were just a podcaster, I would feel like a much different person, and I would feel like a person on the outside, like talking to artists. How do you paint?
Oh yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
And
so I have to like have this daily relationship with the terror. Like I'm in the middle of writing this book, and it's like almost done, and it's the same fucking thing. I'm terrified. I will do anything to not sit down and write, except that if I go too long without doing it, it makes me physically ill.
Yes.
And so I'm just like, have to see this through, and it's not fun. And, but it's so weird. All of that fear, it's the same kind of fear as the acting thing. It's all right before the director says action, or right before you step on the stage. That's where all the fear is for me.
Yeah.
But the second I'm like in it, then I'm in it. I'm just there.
Yeah.
And so I feel like why it's hard to talk about is because there aren't any words for what we're talking. Like there aren't any real words.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And there's this
It's like a trance almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the flow state, the
yeah,
trance,
yeah.
Satori is, the Buddhist side of it. I lost my train of thought. Oh, there's this thinker. I listen to a lot of podcasts too.
Yeah.
I just love ideas.
Yeah.
And there's a guy that's out
You
there.
like to play the instrument called the, oh no, somebody else was saying that, but this is a cool line. You remind me of him, my friend Jonah. He likes to play the instrument called the idea. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You guys riff hard. Anyway,
That's cool.
keep going. Yeah, he's
I'd like
cool,
to meet
dude.
him.
Go ahead.
There's a guy, his name's Ian McGilchrist. He's an old British guy. And he talks a lot about, and it's way over my head, but I'm attracted to things that are over my head.
Yeah, same.
It's fun to like try to understand that.
Yes.
But this idea of this, it's like the left brain, right thing, brain thing is not a new idea.
Yep.
But like all of the podcast space and the analytic space and human conversation is like, to me, it's all very left brain. We're talking about the thing.
We're talking about doing the thing.
Yeah, we're not dancing. We're talking about dancing.
Yeah.
And it's like there are no words for dancing. Dancing is dancing.
Yeah.
Like you see it, that's it.
Yeah.
Or you do it, that's it. But
Right.
as soon as you start talking about it, you can like relate. You can describe the steps.
Yeah,
You can,
yeah.
The music is like this.
You get out of your body.
Yeah.
You get into your head.
Yeah, and this is it's like even
like
conversations, putting
intellectualized.
words at things.
Yeah.
But so it's like the same thing with with writing, it's words. Like once I finally like tear the scab off again, start bleeding at the desk, and start pushing sentences forward.
Yeah.
Even if it's bad, I'm in it now, and it's like it's okay. Everything is okay. I'm just like, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Yes.
But this happens. Maybe this happens.
Yes.
It's bad. And it's weird because most of the time, if I go back and read what I wrote, it's never quite as bad as I thought it was.
Totally. Yes.
I mean, which could be really misleading. Maybe
No,
I'm
dude,
just
I
like-
think that's the case, man. It's crazy to go back and look at, art that I've made from when I started, and I was like, I look at it and I cringe a little bit, but I'm also like, I think I mentioned this on your podcast, like I was free then. I felt more free because I didn't know as much, But it's like, dude, I'm gonna say this, and as we've been talking, the passion and the happiness and like the excitement and the joy that you've talked about that comes from the process of making work, being an artist, living your life, all that stuff is really important. And I really caught on to that. And I also caught on to the fact that my mom never asks me about what I'm doing either.
Uh-huh.
And when I get to the point where I feel like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? What's going on? I think about my mom, and it brought me back to thinking of, and
I'm sorry to, I don't.
No, it's
want to
okay.
interrupt
It's
you, but
okay.
How do I? Is that white? That's white.
Yeah.
So I can make
Just
the
go.
color lighter.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But I'm saying,
mom, yeah.
when you were talking about being unified with your mom, and then talking about the excitement you talk about with your life and your art and stuff like that, and how you want to give this thing to people that's the most important to you, that brought me back to being like, the thing that kind of tamps down that excitement from what I caught from your story was like what you said, what you were commenting about your mom earlier. And when we first started,
like the need to justify.
well, and the fact that, parents are who they are, but
Yeah.
you said she watches all your stuff, right?
She watches a lot of it. And it's like she might watch this.
Yeah, but
And,
she watches it for a reason, right?
Yeah.
What does she watch it for?
Because she is interested.
Yeah.
You know,
she just can't be vulnerable and
she just
let you
can't
know.
tell me. Yeah.
God,
or,
how awesome and powerful would that be on her part to do that?
It's
I wish my mom
totally
fucking did that
true.
shit.
I a story about that.
Yeah, please.
So I was mentioning earlier that I had this book that came out, that
Yeah.
got published, and the thing I'm trying to do is be like more proud of myself.
Yeah, cool.
I'm proud of that.
Same
that
here.
Book gets published.
Yeah, same here, man.
and
Same here.
it's good, and it's
Yes,
like I'm
yes.
proud of it. I hand it to
It's
anybody
awesome,
and be
dude.
like, judge me on this. It's fine.
Yes.
But I got to do a nationwide book tour.
Oh, cool, man.
And
what the fuck?
Yeah, it was huge. You know, it was so
Wow.
fun. And I mean, I booked a lot of the dates myself, and all of them. And it was totally dovetailed right into my then existing life, which was like touring constantly.
Yeah.
But the dates, there was like 9 dates in the Pacific Northwest.
Uh-huh.
And my mom is really the person who gave me my love of reading. I mean, like I wouldn't even say my parents are like art lovers.
Yeah.
Although my mom is an art lover. She's an art collector. She has like all kinds of paintings in her house, but we didn't have that growing up. It's sort of a new thing. But there were just books in the house.
Yeah.
And my parents aren't even like really like serious readers. I don't even understand what I'm trying to say, except that books were part of my life.
Yeah.
And my mom would read to us as kids, like where the red fern grows.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And so I always identify writing and reading with my mother.
Yeah.
And so when this book got published,
Uh-huh.
I didn't really want them to read it.
Oh.
But because it's just like, I don't know, they're just like, they have nice lives, and I just did a bunch of crazy stuff, and I don't want to hurt their feelings. But I did call my mom. I was like, you should come with me on this book tour.
Oh, that's cool.
And she was into it. And so we spent like about 10 days together, just me and her on a road trip, driving from bookstore to bookstore around the Pacific Northwest.
How was that?
The best. It was like,
That's awesome, man.
if I keep talking about it, there's a good chance I'll cry.
Yeah, please
But
do.
it was just like, it was like the one time where my mom, it took days.
Yeah.
But eventually we were just chilling out.
Cool.
And
Just hanging.
Just hanging out
Yeah.
and talking about stuff. And
Oh, I love it, man. That's cool,
I
dude.
got to had finally had permission to tell her like why I hate church music so much. And I'm just like, the second the fucking drum set appears on the stage and everyone's got a microphone in their hand, I'm like,
Grossed
what
out.
is going on? Like,
Yes,
are we
dude.
at the lamest rock concert ever?
Yes, you are.
Like,
and they're
what?
trying to make it as cool as they
Oh,
can.
it's so bad. I
They're
mean, I'm
trying,
sorry.
dude.
I don't want to hurt people's feelings. Like, I just don't want to judge people's.
Dude,
I have all
fuck
kinds of people in my
that.
life. I'm just
Fuck
like,
Korby.
yeah, maybe I just
Fuck
need to hurt more
that.
people's
It
feelings.
sucks.
No, I totally agree.
Anyway.
But like, there's lots of nice.
I do
people
appreciate
that,
you, yeah.
You know, like the thing is that there's lots of nice people that like this stuff.
Yeah.
And my family's one of them.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's one thing to just like insult some strangers with your asshole opinions because
Yeah,
nothing's ever good enough for you. But it's like when those people are your family.
Yeah.
Then it's like,
yeah.
you know, I'm torn. It's like
Yeah.
a real serious thing, actually.
God, you're nicer than I am, dude. Like I wish that I just, if I'm not into something, I say it, but then also I don't, because I am still people pleaser in me. You know, I'm still working on that shit. I'm not, and that's not what I'm saying you are.
Yeah, that's okay if you are.
What I'm saying is, like, I have a hard time hurting people's feelings too, but I get a fucking kick out of talking shit. I get a massive kick out of talking shit.
Like, what's an example of talking shit? Like this,
Just like,
even this,
dude,
like
I was-
bashing on terrible contemporary Christian music.
all of it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, hear me out, okay?
Okay.
Because I know that part of me is terribly insecure about shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's just fun, dude. And like, you know, I had that art roast, and I was up there talking, and I'm like, you know, they're gonna come up there and roast this art. Oh, these comedians are, you know, they're gonna do their thing, and you know, it's my idea. Okay, cool. You know, but then I'm like, anything anyone says about a painting, again, it's their own thing. You know, it's their own mirror. You know.
Yeah.
Unless you made a really good point on, like, if I know if a painting's done, or, you know, a successful one, is there a formal consideration? And I think that's a good way to really get a good critique about a piece of art, where some of the individual mirrorness of talking about a piece of art is removed, because it is within a structure, a hierarchy of opinion, or excuse me, of judgment. You know what I mean? Like an institution. But what I'm saying is, what is this, man? It's a bunch of fucking jizzes on is this a hairy vagina down here? Are these like
vaginal.
teeth? I don't know, dude.
Yeah, man. And that's
You
like
know?
not like that's not like anything else I've seen you paint.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It's
cool. Yeah,
It's
cool.
always its own thing.
Just fucking around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's cool. What do you got going on?
You fuck around.
Yeah, I do
love it.
fuck around.
I
A
think
voter.
that part of me is like,
Yeah.
just riffing. I
Yeah.
squandered in a way.
Uh-huh.
In another way, I didn't. But my youth, namely,
How'd you squander? How'd you do that?
well, I smoked a lot of weed,
oh, copy that.
and
yeah.
but I worked constantly.
Yeah.
But I still would have worked more. It would have been better, I think.
Sure.
I don't
Yeah.
really know because I can't write a song high, but I
Oh,
can come
yeah.
up with a riff high. And most of my songs
yeah.
are based around things that are fun to play on guitar
Sure.
or piano.
Mhm.
And most of that comes from some sort of space of being high. I guess,
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of weird to talk about.
Being a little
I'm not like
baked.
a guy who flags his I get stoned flag.
Who cares?
Flies it. But yeah, no, I know. It's great. It's healthy.
I'm happy. I get to know you this way. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
cool. Anyway, keep going.
Well, and I don't even really smoke pot as much as I used to.
I don't-
But
man,
it's
it fucks me
okay.
up,
So
dude.
what I wanted just to finish the sentence.
Yes,
was
please
like,
do.
I just kind of fucked off a lot
Yeah.
in my 20s.
Yes,
And
yes.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
And I just I ran a working bluegrass band. We were in Spin Magazine. Like
Cool.
I was the most self-determined artist. I still am. I still
Yeah.
have the same genes. But in my mind, I'm like, you could, but there's.
Oh,
part
could
of
have
the
done
reason
more and
why.
all. Yeah, right,
And
right.
now but it's complicated because I'm 48 years old and I'm still like full time at this.
Yeah,
like
dude.
1,000%. I wake up, I breathe it.
Yep.
I can't do it enough.
Dude,
I
yeah.
love doing it in all of its various permutations. And,
Yep.
even the downsides of it, the loneliness and I would just not trade it for anything.
Yeah.
And I mean, namely, like more than anything, just the freedom.
Yeah, there it is.
It's
Nailed it.
freedom.
Nailed it.
Just like, when we were talking about valet
Fuck,
parking
yes.
cars,
Yes.
and that was at the moment kind of a tough chapter for me because it wasn't like the way I pictured my life. I was in my early 30s,
Yes.
but I still think about with just great joy and relish the daily reality of coming home with a stack of $1 bills.
Yeah. Cool.
Like this was my like this.
uh-huh.
This was what I did today.
Yes.
And so it was not impressive, but it was
But it's
was
mine.
mine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I love that it was tangible, and I
Yeah.
love that it happened one like transaction at a time. Or so maybe there's some 5s in it, maybe there's some 20s in it. But
Like
it
in
was
mine,
just like
stripping.
so real.
Yes,
It was
yes.
so. That's not even like everything's real in a way, but
I know
it's
what you mean.
so.
You saw the fruits of your labor right there.
Yeah, and the thing that it was a slow accumulation of just like a human contact to a human contact.
Yeah.
To like
And you're hustling.
Yeah,
that's
totally,
cool.
all of it. And
That's
it was
cool.
like, it also fit my daydreaming lifestyle quite well.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
I think
thing.
you're cool as fuck, dude.
Like I will do the most menial tasks joyfully, but I will not apply my mind to a problem that requires. I don't know what I would consider to be like my greatest powers. I would never put those toward something like the foothills of achievement or some
What do you mean?
safer avenue.
Oh, like a desk job or
yeah,
something?
like
Oh,
any
God
kind of like
dang it.
smart. Hey, he's a smart guy. He reads and writes, and like be a lawyer,
Oh,
or even
dude.
like a paralegal, or even like I would be a librarian.
Yeah, totally.
I
Yeah.
could still
yeah.
daydream. It would be I would park
Yes.
cars again. That's like when my wife and I are fighting,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, fine. I'll go do the one thing I know how to do.
Yeah,
I'll go down to the Hermitage and I'll get a job.
Yeah.
Like, is that what you want? You want me to be a valet again? Because that's all I can do.
I know.
It's this or parking cars. Oh, that shuts her up.
Oh, yes, dude.
Oh my God. No, she is the most
God.
amazing supportive person.
Dude, yeah. That's awesome. That's
yeah.
real shit, man. It's awesome.
I mean,
Oh, I appreciate it. I really do. I really do.
the other
So
night,
good.
I'm trying to rise to the occasion of life, and however it presents itself. And
I'm gonna see what time we got,
oh yeah, totally.
just so I know what's going on. I don't even know what time. What time we start, dude?
Wait,
2?
change?
Damn.
Oh wow.
We're gonna wrap up here in a
Yeah,
minute.
okay, great.
That's awesome. Wow, it just goes by.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Keep going. I'm listening.
Okay. Well,
That
finish
wasn't
the story.
to be like, oh my God, you're talking. It's just for me to be conscious of it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you know what I was thinking about
You.
when I was trying to articulate this earlier.
Yes.
And I was like, art's not the point,
Uh-huh.
and it isn't to me. It's like the one thing that I'm trying to do,
Yeah.
I don't care about it. It's the thing underneath it, because it's the
Yeah.
being alive.
Yeah.
And like to it.
Uh-huh.
I'm like going to put out some music.
Mm-hmm.
It's all very depressing nowadays how you do it. You just like have to be online constantly.
I know, dude.
And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to give it a shot. We're sinking a whole bunch of money into this music video. And,
Yep.
And whatever. I'm going to try to do the best I can in the way I understand it, knowing it's super imperfect. And so that's like posting on social media. So I was like, I posted a thing the other day as an exercise because it was scary. So that's always a clue to me. If it scares you, that's a clue you should do it.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
cool.
it's like doing something on the camera is always scary to me. In like a reel talking to the camera.
Yes. I hate that.
But I did a thing, and it was like I kind of liked it. I was like, I tried to say something real. There's a little bit not acting, but just like knowing how to sort of present yourself.
Yeah.
And,
I used to be so good at that. I'm not now. Go ahead. I'm listening
I
to
bet
you.
you're really good at it.
God,
I mean, you're very obviously you're doing it right now.
Yeah, but it's different when I'm holding a fucking camera in front of my face. God.
Yeah. No,
Anyway,
it's
keep
not-
going.
It's
Keep
not
going.
fun. So I just was like, I was taking a bath 2 nights ago, and I was
Sounds
like,
comfortable.
it was. I'm not even a guy. I thought like I'm gonna have a baby, and I'm like never gonna take a bath again. But it's because Randa wants me. Like she'll be like, "Babe, why don't you take a bath?" It's because I don't take showers. Like
Nice.
right now,
Yeah.
I'm really stinky boy. It's gross.
yeah.
And she can't stand it.
Let me get up in there.
And,
Let me see what
no,
you-
I took a shower right before
okay.
I came here.
God, man.
For you.
Fuck.
We're not leaving the house for days at a time. I'm like holding a baby,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I'll go out and tape a podcast episode.
Changing diapers.
Haven't
and
been.
all that.
Well, I also just like used to exercise 6 days a week.
Oh, what?
Until like November. And
Did you
It was
really?
a huge part of my life. Yeah, and I love it.
What'd
I
you
honestly
do?
just- well, all kinds of things. For a while, I ran 5 miles a day.
Whoa.
And then we trained for a marathon, so I was just running all the time. And then I was like, running's terrible for you. So I got really into body weight exercises. And I think that's still the best possible thing you could do.
Lifting
Like,
weights.
I think that also
Yeah.
talking about exercise is the worst.
Stop.
most tedious.
You're with
banal
it.
thing
This
in the
dude will
world.
get on some and be like, "What the fuck am I talking about?"
Well, but I'm so interested. I know. I'm just like,
Oh,
I
just
can't
be
stand
like-
it when other people talk about their exercising.
Yes.
But
Come
that's
with
different when
me.
I do
Come
because
with me
I'm
while I
interesting.
while I lift these weights. And
But
my ass
the
in the
other side
camera.
of that was that it would make me take a shower because then I'd love to take a shower. I'd be all sweaty.
Yeah.
And I'd come home and it was like part of the fun.
Yes.
And I'd crack an IPA and it was just like the whole ritual was perfect.
Do you like smelling your own?
I don't mind it for sure.
I like it, man.
Yeah,
I tell you that much.
It reminds you of who you are.
Like
no one can take that away from
quite
you.
like your own special
Your
sauce.
own special sauce.
I love it, dude.
But this is
Yeah,
all to say.
yeah, where were
so
we?
Rand is like taking bath, so I'll sit in there and take a bath, and then and I do enjoy it. This is very hot.
You like
but I
hot
was
baths?
like thinking about the whole point, just as I know we got to wrap it up.
Yep.
I was just thinking about that recent experience of like recording a short thing, and then the feeling that came.
Yeah.
Was like I could do this again.
Yeah.
So that was a clue. It was scared me in advance. I did it. The result was, I would do it again.
Cool.
And then so then I was like, well, what would I talk about? Like, and I see all these kids with their amazing chops, and they're just great on the internet and whatever.
Oh, yeah,
I don't have any of that. But
Right.
I'm like a 48-year-old man who's got some life experience. I've
Yep.
read a shit ton of books, and
Yep.
I'm like interested in life.
Yeah.
There's something there.
Yes.
And so I sat there and wrote on my little notes in my phone like
Yep.
10 topics that I could do a 1-minute reel on.
Whoa.
And it was so incredibly easy
Whoa.
to do that. To just write 10 topics, like things like never think that like I'll do it badly right now. I'd have
Yeah,
to,
that's okay.
Well, actually, let me read one or something.
Yeah, hit it up.
That'd be better.
Please do. Please do. This guy.
No one cares about you. That's for one. This is uplifting.
Okay, yeah.
This is like they're all
I'm
like
with you. Yes.
all the Morse Code podcasts. Is like I want everyone to be creative. I want everyone
Yeah.
to have a relationship with creativity.
Yes.
Because having a relationship with creativity is having a relationship with vulnerability.
Yeah.
And people who are vulnerable are people who are healthy, and people who are healthy get along with their neighbors. And all I really want to do is have the world get along.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really do. That's I think what I'm trying to get at. It's like with the art's not. I don't want to stand up in front of people and have people actually like think I'm important. All of that's very not valid. It doesn't feel. It doesn't. I don't care. But I do like the thing. I like to.
Yeah.
I like to act.
Yeah.
I like to make music. I like to have written something where I'm like, that's me. All of those things are great. But
Yeah.
like, if I'm the end of all of it, it's not.
You're over that.
I'm over that
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little bit. That was
yeah.
a young man's game.
Yeah. I might still be there.
Well, I don't know. Also, I might be
I'm
lying.
not being contrarian. I'm just, as you're saying that, I'm like, fuck, I want that.
Yeah.
Go. I gotta make sure I got paid. Read.
Totally.
Please.
Yeah. No one cares about you. God loves you, but only if he exists. I like stuff that's right in the middle, like that kind of is between people.
Yeah.
Here's a dumb thing to say at parties. I don't even know what I was getting at with that one, but I could think of something. If I got it. Here's a dumb thing to say at parties. What would be a dumb thing to say at parties? I can think of.
Talk about.
I've said all of them.
Any of this shit.
Imagine your wife is the goddess Shiva. Now make love to her that way
Hell
at least
yeah.
once. That's a great
good.
tip.
Yeah,
that's a great
good.
tip.
That's really good.
You're a fool if you worship Trump. You're a fool if you don't. I was maybe a little for some of these. I don't really know what I'm going for.
I'm into it. Ooh. God, that's too much red, Ryan. Too much red. What else
I
you got in
have
there?
a great confidence in the ability of children to discern for themselves what is best.
Oh,
And
wow.
I really do. Like even so far as I really something that's like basic to me, where I'm like, this is a line that I think you shouldn't cross. Is the innocence of children. Anything that
you don't fuck children.
jeopardizes
No.
the innocence of children is like the millstone.
It's disgusting.
Of things. It's so
disgusting.
Right. So I'm like that.
Oh, it's so
when I see
fucked.
things encroach on that space,
Yeah.
that really gets me going. I'm like, that's not okay.
No, I agree.
That said, I really do believe in like children are not as fragile as we don't need to just like make sure nothing hurts them.
No, I know.
And I mean
Yeah.
that like in terms of ideas too. Like
Yeah, God.
I got into all kinds of stuff when I was a kid.
so
I
stuck
was
in
reading
that.
like adult books when I was 12 years old.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it helped me a lot because
Yeah,
I thought
I
that
bet.
adults knew what was up.
Yeah.
And then I'd read these books and I'm just like, man, all these people are cheating on each other and fucking on drugs and like these people are morons. These people are a mess. And I remember like sitting there in the back of the church, in the back pew, like reading James Michener's Space and like this is what's going on in that book and looking around at the people in the church. I'm like,
Y'all are
I'm
pieces
sure
of
all these
shit.
people are like. Some of these people are into this crazy shit too. Like these people are like no one knows what's going on. It's very helpful.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway,
I want to tell you, I've probably read 5 books in my life.
yeah.
That's it. And
think
I think it bums me out, dude. Because I just my attention span is so not there, man. It fucking bums me out.
I mean, I'm not gonna champion like reading. I think it's wonderful for me.
Yeah.
But it's also I recognize what an incredible crutch it is and how I use it to like put it between me and other people.
Oh, got it.
It's
Okay.
a world of one, and it's very.
Oh, wow.
I really enjoy it. Like I do it every morning, and it helps me. Like it's part of my meditation. It also exposes me to great ideas. I also love reading books by dead people. All this stuff, but I think that I definitely like. It's just anything you do too much becomes an idol.
Yeah. No, you're
interested
right.
in the
Yeah,
idol
totally.
question
That's
a
really
lot.
good. What's that?
I'm interested in the idol question, generally speaking.
Like what become idols and what are idols?
Yeah, like everybody's got idols.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like such an ancient concept. I am like no exception at all.
Yeah, I definitely.
I
I
mean,
mean, I
definitely-
got Instagram as an idol to me. I mean, the phone itself is an idol. You could put that up on the
sure.
mantle.
I just ruined my beautiful line. Oh well.
What? Oh, on there?
I just did something. I'm like, I don't know what I was trying to do, and then I did it, and then I was like, I wish I hadn't done.
I'm done.
See, you're. That's beautiful, man. You're
That
the
makes me
freest
laugh,
motherfucker
dude.
right now.
That
You're the
fucking shit
freest
makes
guy.
me. Dude, I'm so over here thinking you are. Isn't that crazy to me?
That's so no, like to me, this is like that is arguably matches with some pieces of furniture,
But you
which I
don't
think is
pay.
the worst thing that you could say about any.
You came in here and you fucking did it. That's the thing, man. And you don't do this. Like I have a hard, I'm not a guitar player, as I've mentioned, but I can bang out a riff, but like I have a hard time if it starts to sound like something. I'm like, oh, that sucks. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
If it sounds like, it could be like something so obscure. If I am listening through Spotify and I hear something that my riff sounds like, I'm like, my riff sucks. I can't make something that even has 2 notes together like that. It's so stupid. It hangs. It's a big hang up I got. But
So weird.
you know what I mean?
Like yeah.
I know,
totally.
exactly. It's so fucking, it's like trying to do something like new or like different, but that's the artist thing, and we that's just where we're at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, but I like hearing you say that makes me feel better. I think
That's the truth, yeah. No, I really appreciate that, because it's like, again, if I go into a room, I am going either toward the toughest dude in the room or the most uptight looking like art guy in the room. Like that's who I'm going toward right away. I can feel myself being magnetized by going to that mask. And that's my own ego being like, why do I need, I'm looking for their approval here. You know what I'm saying? But I want to just open them up and be like, dude.
Is it their approval or is it like that? Because those are two.
Might be both,
completely
dude.
different
It
things.
might be both because I can't tell what's going on, and I want to use the invisible tools that I have to make sure that I'm safe and make sure that they see me. That's I think that's a lower part. Also, it's just fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's the vulnerability again that will, you know. Did you ever like Tool?
I mean,
Say it.
they had some songs on
Yeah.
the radio that I liked, but I didn't seek them out.
I
saw
hated
at
them.
all
I
places.
fucking hated them till 2017, and then something happened, and I love it. Okay, and he has in A Perfect Circle. There's a song on their last record called Feathers, and it said,
Is a Perfect Circle a different band?
it's with the singer of Tool.
Okay,
Yeah, they're a different band. Yeah, but it says, by the telling, may they all become feathers. Like by the telling of these things that we're talking about, the things that are scary to talk about, they become feathers. They're not gross. They're feathers, and they're beautiful. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Hey,
We did it.
we went on a voyage, a fantastic voyage. This is Korby Lenker, and I am so glad that you are here, and I'm glad that you were able to be here, and you did it, and we nailed it, and we riffed,
It was
we
great,
talked.
man. It was great. It was better than I thought it would
Good,
be. Yeah.
good. And
It was real.
I'm really happy that I get to talk to people like this. And can you tell them once again where you're at? Where you at?
My on the internet?
Yeah.
Korby Lenker. Korby. That's good. You'll find me.
Lenker.
Yeah, there's lots of writing and stuff, and
Yeah.
songs are about to come out next.
Hell yeah. I love it.
Exciting life.
One more. Thank you.
Love you, man.
You too. Bye.